in the Court of the Dragon, Trivium. The intro is that you hear. This is entitled X, which is Porsche, which was used also in the music video for the title track in the Court of the Dragon, which follows this. And a lot of the string arrangements are basically done by Isan himself. That's right, Isan of Emperor. Yes. I'm sorry for the flashiness, it's the tree there. But anyways, yes. Alright, because this is their 10th studio album. Yeah. Overall, the thing is, I was expecting another great record, because ever since Alex Ben had joined the band, it seemed, since Sin in the Sentence, that they've been putting out some decent stuff. I had a slight issue about what the Demons say. I do think it was sort of better, but I think some production issues kept it from being exactly better. At least which is even more unfortunate when it's done to, specifically with the drumming, which I didn't notice until someone specific that pointed it out to me as an issue. Even though Bent's playing very, very well, regardless of that, how the production comes off on it. I don't know whether or not I can say that with the physical release, because I don't have a physical release right now. But yes, for the most part, a lot of this, similar to the previous albums, has been taking a lot from leaving off from what happened with Silence in the Snow and pushing the band to go further than before, because in places that creatively, in bringing elements of their past that worked for them within the more progressive elements of Shogun that came out of Shogun, and the roots of what everyone says is still considered by most of the consensus of Trivium fandom to be their other best album, Ascendancy. And sort of mix that with what they've been matured into through Silence in the Snow, which in turn vocally for him, which makes more sense, especially vocally from him, and a lot of the template that they left with that, sonically, and how they were able to bring in those other elements to make up their tone that they have here. Which also, I know you got a new PRS, Matt Heafy, but I heard about something through that they have a special thing called a dragon. That's like a very private stock thing. I'm surprised they didn't get you one of those, given your promotional thing within the Court of the Dragon, because that's, to me, or at least, do a dragon scale instead, because to me that's a missed opportunity. That would be awesome. Even with having that with your signature pickups as well. What you already got going on with the body, everything else. They should have had it to where you could have a dragon with the neck and stuff. They missed an opportunity for you to let you have that, by the way. Also, my initial thoughts going into this record, apparently this album is pretty much their more power metal, epic metal type of record, essentially. And still continuing from what they've been doing since they've had Bent in that certain specific pocket of what has worked. And I feel like they've found the balance, tried to find a balance of sorts from what they were doing in the previous two, but it seems somehow they doing a little more. And I feel like Isan, their buddy, now that they're apparently talking to Isan, it makes me wonder, Matt, has he given you any contacts with his brother-in-law? I'm going to butcher his name, but I probably said it right in my review, hopefully, for the recent Leprous, but his brother-in-law that's from Leprous, we'll just go with that. Sonberg, I want to say Sonberg is his last name. I probably screwed that. I hear Sonberg. I'm not good with Swedish, so on what, but I feel like there's something that would be, I would like to see what you guys would cook up together as just a small little collab effort before you decide to make it a full album idea. Just saying. I wouldn't even mind Eson involvement too, which means they're already adding some, especially since they've been a little more progressive in places. And the thing is, this one, it seems to be close. Some people are already just touting it, and I want to thank Chainsaw Reacts for his thing, because he helped point out some things I didn't get a chance to unless I looked into the liner notes, especially for the final track of this album, which is the Phalanx. The thing with this album, and then I like In the Court of the Dragon better than what it was within the music video. I feel like the music video was a letdown a little bit, in a way, compared to the song, or it didn't help the song, but in the context of what is in this album, it works, but it's still not the strongest track on the record to me. Everybody bitches about Feast of Fire, but I like it way better personally than the title track. But I totally understand that there are other songs that do a better job of what they do on here, especially in terms of being more closer in line to Ascendancy and such tracks as Like a Sword Over Damocles, which is amazing, by the way. Whoa. Just pretty dang good. Initially I thought it was a little overrated about it, but I liked it. Relation isn't bad, but I really like The Shadow of Abattoir, which is sort of a ballad that eventually crescendos and becomes something more monstrous, more of a sort of an epic style of a ballad that's just builds upon itself, showing the more progressive. No Way Back Just Through is surprisingly does give so much at you. And it's more progressive in it, even more so in and of itself, but I understand if there are moments where it seems sonically it's repetitive to where you can't really say they're being as innovative, because they're still just kind of churning what they were already set the standard from since Sin in the Sentence. But yet, it's worked for them still. And they've done enough with it because of, if not for Alex being the drummer that he is, they wouldn't be able to go to the places that they've been able to do in a technical sort of way that showcases how tight they are now as a band with this lineup. And once one of the pieces are gone, I am worried that it's going to affect how Trivium is going to play from here on out. Because if so, they're going to have to find someone that's going to be for sure, especially with how Matt Heavey likes to be the workhorse that he is. And I'm not going to... And I don't understand Metal Trench's ordeal with his vocals. I think he's improved way more than he had before. Maybe he's still in a certain pocket that's worked for him for years, but he's made improvements on it, especially his cleans because of Silence in the Snow. And who knows, maybe working with Mark about how to do his cleans and stuff, since Mark primarily sticks with thin cleans and stuff. Since working with Tremonti, touring with Tremonti that one time around the Silence in the Snow, and while he was while Tremonti was promoting Cauterize. So, but yeah, heck, I would like to see Tremonti collab with them. Actually, it would make sense. I'd be down for it. And plus the solo work on here is freaking amazing. A lot of people, and then Trials of Revelations, they're all solid. Some of it does start to feel like it could bleed in together, but at the same time, what they do offer, regardless of it's pretty fucking awesome. And I initially didn't think that at first. I was kind of like, it's good, it's solid. Well, I just felt like it seemed lesser than in a way, and plus they're mostly doing a D&D thing, but it makes more sense given, and plus which they showcase in the music video about for the Phalanx, which was apparently a track that was from the cutting room floor of Shogun, which makes sense even more why, and it was just reworked for this album, and it winds up being a great way to close this album. Even though there are moments where I sort of think From Dawn to Decadence could, but Phalanx works really great. And personally, I think Fall Into Your Hands is the biggest highlight of this freaking record. Technically it is the longest song, and it's worth every minute of it. So bordering, like, 7.25 minutes. Like 7.75 minutes. Not almost bordering 15 to 14 seconds under. And it's pretty epic. And there's moments that's like, I think it might have been Shadow of Avatar, where it seems like the bassist is doing some wah stuff, even though I think it's actually guitar, but it's hard to say. And then there's these other moments where there's something in the growls that happen that's background, that's underneath, that I'm not really sure that's the other guitarist guy that usually does it. Because the way it comes off, it's so much more black metal scream that I'm starting to think it's Isan on there. But I need to check to see if it is or not here. Let me see. Let me see if I can see. I'm going to ask Google. What is the credits to the new Trivium album? I don't know why it leads me to what the Demons say, but yeah, that'll help me right here. This so far, a lot of people are giving it 4 or 5, which is nice on AllMusic, apparently. Well, they don't say much. I thought they would. Yeah, a lot of people are giving 4 out of 5 stars, which is nice. Cool. But yeah, it's not really telling me much. Aside from, they got Isan to get involved, and which was cool, by the way. So, but yeah. And plus, the artwork's I think is probably one of their best for most of their work. Aside from this, what might have done for Shogun like this t-shirt here, which I got during which I'll brag about it, kind of, sort of, which was the one where Jared Dines got to be, which was the tour Jared Dines got to be on. And it's probably the only time I'll ever see him set foot anywhere close to St. Louis. Dang. Always missed opportunities, I tell you. But yeah, even the dragon looks awesome. But yeah, this one is different. I like it. Dawn of Decadence was, but it's just the overall. I still don't know if I want to say I like it more than Sin of the Sentence. I might like it more than what the Deadmen say. I don't know if I can say it's for sure better than Shogun or Ascendancy just yet. Maybe Ascendancy. Not sure on Shogun, though. Eventually I'll do a ranking, but overall, overall, Trivium's in the Court of the Dragon. Just a high thumbs up for now to a low horns up. It'll probably make my year-end list. I don't know if it'll make it as high as it has the last couple times. Given the way this past half of the year has been lately to me. With some of the music. But yeah, I think if you still like what Trivium's been putting out since Alex has been in it, it may not be seemingly as strong in some cases that some people will say about the previous two at points, but it's still very damn good, and there are people that are still willing to, so that's why I'm more willing to just give it as closest thing to a low horns up, and it could grow, and it has potential for repeated listens. Initially, I didn't think so, But I want to thank Chainsaw Reacts for convincing me to give it another spin or so, you know, to make that known. So, you know, shout out Chainsaw Reacts and his reactions, because he did play a part in helping me even become more interested in Trivium as well. In a way. So, shout out to him. I don't know if he'll ever see this or not, but thank you, dude. You rock. And yeah, the band's been kicking ass with this as well. But what did you guys think? Where would you put this album at in your rankings? Leave a comment below. Let me know. And as always, guys, keep it random. This is Rockin' Movies with Tyler. I'm Tyler. And as always, keep it random, keep it real, and keep it rockin'. And I'll see you in the next video. Also, before we do go, please make sure you like this video, rock this like button. If you like this video, rock the like button with the rest of your mess. Link in the description to my Facebook page, like and follow me there. Also, before you do that, hit the notification bell. Hit the subscribe button. Click the notification bell. And yeah, take care, y'all.